It's our biggest Epcot challenge yet. We're ranking every single snack in this food-centered park today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, but I'm going to wrap up this intro ASAP because we're literally ranking every Epcot snack from okay to greatest of all time across all of Epcot snack kiosks and quick services, so I'm going to need all the time I can get. So I hope you're settled in because we're about to go on quite a journey together. A few super duper speedy notes before we get started here. One, while some non-alcoholic specialty beverages like shakes and slushies will be featured on today's list, we're not going to add alcoholic beverages because this is a beast of an undertaking as is, and the alcohol drink rankings probably needs its own video someday anyways. So family-friendly items here only. Two, keep in mind that Epcot snacks are constantly changing, so while this is a pretty comprehensive list of all the Epcot snacks currently, you're going to want to keep tuning into our channel to see what Epcot decides to add or take away from their menus next. And three, we're going to go fast today because Epcot literally has the most snacks across any of the Disney World parks. So if you want to take your time and really dive into all the food and drink specifics for each restaurant and snack location, then be sure to check out our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining over at dfbstore.com when you get the chance. Okay, let's get this snack ranking fest started. We're going to start with the classic snack cart snacks. Now, these may not be adventurous and they may cost you way more than you'd pay for them at the grocery store. But if your little one is craving a more familiar snack that you don't already have packed in your park bag, or if you're getting a little burnt out on the unique stuff and the massive entrees across Epcot, then it's nice to know you can still get the basics at various snack carts in Epcot. Epcot's classic snack carts typically serve stuff like fruit, packaged chips, veggies, glazed nuts, cotton candy, and the cult favorite pickle in a pouch. To find these classic snack carts, check out the Epcot map on your My Disney Experience app and switch the toggle to dining. Most of the classic snack options will be found outside of the World Showcase. Next, your run-of-the-mill Disney ice cream novelties. Okay, we're getting all the most basic snacks out of the way right from the get-go, just so you know that they're there, but also to remind you that they're at the bottom of our list for a reason. You got some really awesome and less than typical snacks available all around Epcot, so this is as good a time as ever to maybe step out of your comfort zone and try something new. That being said, if you'd rather skip the more adventurous options for now and stick with what you know, like a Mickey Premium Bar or a Mickey Ice Cream Sandwich or a fruit bar or chocolate-coated banana, you can still find those at various ice cream stands around the park. So I know some of y'all out there are going to start getting real offended by the turkey leg blasphemy on this channel, but I'm sorry, our team just isn't huge fans of these giant hunks of meat. They have their place, and I get that. But when there's so much more to eat, I'm not going to spend 1,000 calories on a big turkey leg. That being said, if you are a huge fan, then I've got good news. You can pick up a jumbo turkey leg over at the Fife and Drum kiosk in the good old American Adventure Pavilion. By the way, we love helping you out when it comes to all things Disney World snacks, as you can probably already tell. So even if you decide to hold off on getting one of our DFB guides from the DFB store website, we still want to give you something to hold on to that'll help you plan your Disney snack adventures. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our DFB snack maps and we're going to give them to you for free. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head to disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks after this and you're going to get all those maps with all those snacks noted exactly where you're going to find them. Okay, next on our list, savory sides at Katsura Quick Service inside the Japan Pavilion. Is the edamame and miso soup at the Katsura Grill Quick Service inside the Japan Pavilion revolutionary? No, not really. But am I glad they're both options for when I want a little savory snack that's not too heavy but also gives me the chance to sit and chill for a little bit in Katsura's outdoor stroll garden? Yeah. Both the edamame and the miso soup can be found as side options on the Katsura menu, and they are both pretty much what you'd expect them to be. Basic, but satisfactory if that's what you're craving. I like a simple pot sticker as much as the next person, so I'd totally grab a basket of these over at Lotus Blossom Cafe inside the China Pavilion if I really had a hankering that only pot stickers could satisfy. The chicken pot stickers come with 3 slightly seared dumplings that are juicy on the inside and served with a soy sauce-based dipping sauce. They're nothing special, but it is a cheaper and more substantial snacking option if you're looking for something Chinese takeout. Now, it's okay if you're an Epcot pro and you still don't know about this snack location. It flies under our radar all the time too. But inside the Brass Bazaar, tucked inside the Morocco Pavilion, you'll not only find shareable red and white sangrias, but you'll also find a variety of lighter fare snacks like roasted seasoned chickpeas, mixed nuts and dates, and Mediterranean olives. To be fair, these snacks are decent, but they're a little pricey for how small they are. And those olives? Watch out, because they actually pack quite a bit of heat with each bite. So I don't know, it's a bit of a toss-up as to whether or not these snacks are really worth tracking down, but they are a nice addition to go along with your sangria if you're already in the area. Now, there are lots of more snacks at the Morocco Pavilion, believe it or not. Tangerine Cafe is kind of a hard one to pin down, though. Once upon a time, this was a full-on quick service that specialized in Mediterranean small plates, but as of late, usually Tangerine Cafe is another location that focuses on exclusive festival snacks. That being said, even when an Epcot festival isn't happening, Tangerine tends to stay open to serve limited options like chicken and lamb kebabs or stone-baked Moroccan bread served with dips. Back in the day, the options were a whole lot more exciting here, but it's still nice to have a place to grab savory tapas outside of the sit-down Spice Road table. Connections inside World Celebration is made up of two areas. The first is the cafe, where you're going to find your basic Starbucks offerings, and the second is the eatery, where you're going to find more Epcot-specific quick service eats like burgers and pizza, etc. Now on the eatery side, you'll also find special desserts that you're not going to find at any other Disney World park. The first is the Liege waffle, which doubles as a nice sweet snack or as a light breakfast. The classic version of the Liege waffle is made out of brioche dough with pearl sugar, strawberries, whipped cream, and chocolate sauce, but you'll often find packaged seasonal versions of the Liege waffles too. Are these nearly as good or as fresh as a waffle from Sleepy Hollow Refreshments in Magic Kingdom or any Mickey waffle offering? No, but it's still packed with lots of sweet flavor and a fun one for kids to try. Then there's the Baumkuchen, which tends to always come in a seasonal variety. If you don't know what Baumkuchen is, basically this is a German layer cake known for tons of thin layers. Looks can be deceiving, and the Baumkuchen definitely proves that. It looks like this dessert is going to be brittle and flaky, but really it's light and soft and a really interesting snack for those looking for a more unique offering outside of World Showcase. Sometimes the seasonal Baumkuchen can be hit or miss, but we'll always be 100% real with you on the DFB website when we review the latest Baumkuchen that hits the Connections menu. Now here's a cheesy snack you don't hear me talking about very often, probably because I usually forget there's cheesy plantains that exist inside Epcot. It just feels strange. Yet, I wouldn't knock these out until you try them. The fried plantains can be ordered as a side option from La Cantina de San Angel's menu over in the Mexico Pavilion. And while they're not labeled as being coated with cotija cheese, that's definitely what they're served with, so watch out if you're not the world's biggest cheese fan. This is an interesting combination of cheese and fruit, but if a charcuterie board has taught us anything over the years, it's that cheese and fruit were made to happily coexist. Because the plantains are lightly fried, they're not too mushy and the texture isn't off-putting, so if you're looking for a more adventurous side option in Mexico or just an under-the-radar Epcot snack in general, these could be a solid go-to. Wildly enough, out of the gajillion snacks Epcot has, Dole Whip's not really all that present inside this park. At least not like it is in Magic Kingdom or even Animal Kingdom. That being said, it can pop up occasionally around the festival booths, or more consistently, it can be found over in Refreshment Outpost, which is sandwiched between the China and Germany pavilions. The Dole Whip served at Refreshment Outpost comes in a waffle cone and comes in one of 3 flavors: watermelon, pineapple, or a sweet swirl of both. Now, the watermelon does have the tendency to switch out for other seasonal fruity flavors, but the pineapple seems to remain pretty consistent here, as it should since it's the OG. If you want a classic Dole Whip and you're not going to be going to the other locations around property that specialize in this stuff, then go for it. But for me personally, I prefer to wait and grab a pineapple Dole Whip float inside Adventureland in Magic Kingdom, or a pineapple crisp sundae in Animal Kingdom, or even a flight of Dole Whips over at Disney Springs. Soda and ice cream is a match made in heaven, and while the most common floats at Epcot are, well, common, that doesn't mean they're not good. They're just also what you'd expect from a float from any old ice cream shop you come across. Root beer floats are available at Fife and Drum, sugary, sweet, creamy, and non-caffeinated, which is either a really good or a really bad thing depending on who's ordering it. Meanwhile, Club Cool, attached to Creation Shop inside World Celebration, has a wider variety of vanilla ice cream float combos you can choose from, with soda options like classic root beer, Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, cherry Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, lemonade. Okay, so milkshakes are everywhere across the Epcot scene, and some of these are fairly basic. Some are the seasonal ones that are going to be a swing and a miss. That's always a possibility when it comes to a limited time treat. That being said, if you're absolutely craving a milkshake in Epcot, you can find a variety of options at places like Connections Eatery, Sunshine Seasons, inside the Land Pavilion, and Crepes or Emportis over in the France Pavilion. Now, hot take, if you really want the best milkshake and you don't want to travel too far out of the Epcot scene for one, your best bet is to make a hop, skip, and a jump outside of the International Gateway and get one from Beaches and Cream at Disney's Beach Club Resort. But, the shakes inside the park will still more than suffice if you need a quick, creamy, and sweet pick-me-up during a swelteringly hot afternoon. And probably I would head to Sunshine Seasons and see what their seasonal option is, because you just never know, but they've been doing pretty well recently. From sundaes to floats to shakes to slushies, Epcot's going to make sure you not only stay refreshed, but you're also going to stay all sugared up. Classic frozen slushies like Coca-Cola or lemonade can be found at locations like Fife and Drum, Refreshment Outpost, and Club Cool. But if you're wanting some more adventurous slushie options, then Epcot's got a few extra choices for you to consider. For example, over at the refreshment station, located near Test Track over in World Discovery, you can get a classic Coke or lemonade slushie, or one of the other slushie flavors that might be on offer. I just saw green apple one, and load it up with your preferred candy toppings of choice. Candy includes stuff like Pop Rocks, freeze-dried Skittles, which are everywhere in Disney World right now, in case you hadn't noticed, gummy fish, rock candy suckers, and sugar-coated candy stripes. So yeah, sugar on sugar on sugar, but your kids are going to find this customization option delightful. Now, if you're looking for perhaps a less sugar-loaded slushie that's still non-boozy and perhaps a little more elevated than your classic Coke or lemonade, Regal Eagle Smokehouse inside the American Adventure Pavilion does regularly have a frozen blueberry lavender lemonade on offer, as well as a rotating selection of seasonal slushies to go along with your barbecue eats. Oasis Sweets and Sips over in Morocco also has a frozen citrus pomegranate slushie that you might enjoy, though our real favorite beverage to grab here is the frozen mint tea, which you can get spiked or unspiked depending on your preference. And of course your age. And then there's the La Cantina slushie from La Cantina de San Angel, which is a unique combination of fruity flavors like mango, guava, and passion fruit that legitimately tastes like fresh fruit despite being a pre-mixed blend. Fun fact, Epcot has the most Joffrey's coffee kiosks in one Disney World location, 5 to be exact. And amongst these 5 options, you'll not only find your usual morning lineup of donuts, stocked daily by a local Florida donut shop called Donut King, as well as some coffees and teas that you'd expect to see at your typical Joffrey's location, but you'll also find a specialty drink option at each Epcot kiosk too. And by the way, you're not going to be able to find it anywhere else. Joffrey's kiosks can be found at the park entrance before you walk through the tap style, in World Discovery, right outside Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, over in World Showcase Promenade, right before you enter the World Showcase itself, closer to the Mexico Pavilion side of things, between the United Kingdom and Canada pavilions, and inside the American Adventure Pavilion. Out of the 5 Joffrey's options, all 4 that are inside the park like to celebrate each new festival in their own special way. Look at the 2025 food and wine offerings, for example. American Adventure Pavilion Joffrey's has a butterscotch cookie cold brew. The one in World Showcase Promenade has fudge brownie cold brew. The UK-Canada location has a creme brulee cold brew, and the Guardians location has a churro latte, which breaks the cold brew trend, but still it's another sugary, desserty, caffeinated drink specific to that location. Again, these drinks switch up with each new festival, which is fun because we never quite know what'll be popping up next. Every now and then, one or several of these Joffrey's locations might even offer an exclusive drink for annual pass holders only. And while these won't always be clearly featured on the menu, if you're in the know and an annual pass holder, you'll be able to order them for a limited time. Don't worry, we'll let you know anytime we hear about those latest AP secret menu drops on the DFB website and in our newsletter, so you'll always be in the loop whenever it does happen. Joy of Tea is probably our favorite place to get a snack in the China Pavilion, just because this is one of the few, very few locations in all of Disney where you can pick up a boba or bubble tea. But even if you don't like these chewy spheres clogging up your straw, you can always get a tea minus the boba, like jasmine, oolong, or honey hibiscus. Joy of Tea is also where you can pick up a 2-count of classic pork egg rolls for around $6 that you can pick up this savory snack over at the Lotus Blossom Quick Service as well. Now, while this video isn't diving into the alcoholic beverage scene, I will say if you are drinking around the world during your Epcot day, there's nothing quite like a soft pretzel to help soak up that booze in your tummy. Now, classic Mickey pretzels are available at various snack kiosks, or you can get a jumbo pretzel from Summerfest inside the Germany pavilion to snack on in between sips of your German beer. But if you're looking for a sweet twist on that classic pretzel snack, Kringle Bakery og Cafe in the Norway pavilion has the Norwegian kringle, which is a pretzel-shaped pastry with sweet fondant and chocolate topping. The texture of this one can throw you off if you're expecting a denser pretzel texture because it's actually quite spongy, but the flavors are good and there's no skimping on that chocolate drizzle. This pastry is coated with it. Now, heading back to Oasis Sweets and Sips bakery window. This is an underrated snack stop where you can order an assortment of Moroccan pastries, either in a la carte fashion or in a 3, 5, or 7 count box. There are several different pastry options you can choose from, but here's a sneak peek at some of the options we've tried in the past just to give you an idea of what you can expect. The almond griba is a type of Moroccan cookie covered in powdered sugar. The almond birawat is a sweet puff pastry with almonds sprinkled on top. And the mosaic cookie with apricot jam basically feels like you're taking a tile right out of the Morocco pavilion and chowing down on it. Not because of the texture, thank goodness. It's tile-like in appearance only and absolutely gorgeous. The pastries aren't going to be winners for everyone. Some are really sweet and some might not be sweet enough. But even if you don't grab a pastry here, remember this is where that frozen mint tea can be found. Or if you want a more basic cold treat, strawberry smoothies are served here too. So Choza de Margarita inside the Mexico pavilion is not just a margarita stand. This is a margarita stand that also serves on-the-go Mexican-inspired entrees and snacks. So we're gonna stick with the snacks here for this video, but just remember the margaritas are pretty great too. Now, if you tend to ask for extra guac with your Chipotle order, you'll be thrilled to know that there's a specialty chips and guacamole snack you can order at Choza. The guac is topped with mango and pumpkin seeds, giving that typical savory, creamy avocado flavor a nice added texture and sweetness and brightness. Then there's the elote, which is a sweet corn on the cob smothered with chipotle aioli, queso cotija, and tahini chili lime powder. Lots of flavors to appreciate, but I tend to still prefer the corn with the African spices over at Animal Kingdom. This one sometimes feels like it's trying too hard, but definitely try it out and let me know in the comments what you think. So the prices for the gelato at Italy's Gelateria Toscana don't surprise me any, even though they do cost a ton of money. That's because snacking around the Italy pavilion in general tends to cost a ton of money. That being said, Gelateria Toscana is a solid stop if you're looking for authentic gelati, sorbetti, and gelati floats to become even more immersed inside the Italy pavilion. Gelateria has up to 12 different varieties of gelato and sorbet on offer at all times, including gluten-friendly and plant-based flavors too. Some of our favorite items here include the Coppa della Nonna, made with vanilla, chocolate, cookies and cream, chocolate sauce, whipped cream, and amaretto cookies. The Zeppoli sundae, made with zeppoli, which are fried Italian fritters, vanilla gelato and whipped cream, and the affogato espresso gelato, made with fresh Italian espresso, poured over vanilla gelato and served with amaretto cookies. Again, just a heads up, these are really expensive. But if I'm being real with ya, I tend to prefer grabbing an authentic Italian gelato from Vivalil Gelato over in Disney Springs if given the choice, just because it has even more offerings to choose from and slightly cheaper prices too. And it is truly exceptional. Now, instead of gelato at Epcot, there's a good chance I'm going to grab myself a nice and smooth cup of ice cream at one of the various locations that serve it. You can find classic vanilla or chocolate soft serve flavors at places like Crepes à Emporter and Fife and Drum, or you can track down something a little less typical by grabbing a pre-packaged ice cream at Lotus Blossom Cafe, which serves flavors like lychee and caramel ginger. But my all-time favorite place to grab ice cream in the World Showcase is over at l'Artisan de Glace inside the France Pavilion, which serves 16 different flavors of house-made ice cream and sorbet in your choice of cup or cone, or something else entirely. Now, spoiler alert, this won't be the last time you see l'Artisan pop up on our list today, so stay tuned. We got something else coming up a little bit later, higher in the ranking. Okay, it's refreshing, it's fruity, it's creamy, it's light, it's different. Kakigori, served at Kabuki Cafe in the Japan Pavilion, is a shave ice concoction made with authentic shave ice syrup imported from Japan. You can choose from flavors like lemon, blue Hawaii, which is a tropical fruit combo, melon, strawberry, and Kyoho grape. If you're having a hard time choosing just one flavor, you can upgrade your kakigori to have 2, or you can get the rainbow option with multiple flavors. All kakigori can also be enhanced with additional toppings beyond the flavored syrups like sweet milk, coconut cream, pineapple cream, strawberry cream, and or mandarin orange. Just recently, Kabuki Cafe also started offering large size bowls of kakigori too, so now you can supersize your custom shave ice creation to make it easier to share with everyone in your group. Looking for a grab-and-go option in Japan that's a little more savory? Kabuki also sells a few basic sushi rolls, like a California roll, spicy roll, and vegetable roll. Nothing mind-blowing, but still light and satisfying. You can also find these classic sushi offerings over at Katsura Grill. That's the quick service location, which is a few steps, literal steps, away from Kabuki, and has a bigger variety of actual Japanese entrees to choose from as well. So popcorn, y'all. Popcorn options are stepping up their game in Epcot. Along with the classic buttered popcorn, you can either pay full price for or pay less than half the price if you're using a refillable popcorn bucket. You've also got the option to refill your popcorn bucket with the maple popcorn from the Canada Pavilion, making it one of the cheapest sweet and salty snack options property-wide. Now, the last time I was in Canada, I saw a really long line for the maple popcorn, so heads up, the word might be getting out. Sadly, though, Epcot has not brought back that fabulous buffalo cheese and sour cream and chive flavored popcorn. I don't know why they're not bringing that back. It was so good. So fingers crossed that more flavored popcorn options will come back to Epcot and hopefully Disney World in general. Okay, there are other places that potentially offer Dole Whip around Epcot. Take La Cantina de San Angel, for example. Over at La Cantina, you can order a Churro sundae, which is made with mango Dole Whip, layered with whipped cream and topped with lime Dole Whip and colorful green, red, and white sprinkles. There's nothing wrong with the Dole Whip flavors at play here. The lime flavor is my favorite. The mango is fruity and a little bit more sugary. And then there's this whipped cream divide between the two flavors, which is both aesthetically pleasing and a great way to separate the flavors if you want to make sure you taste both separately. Unfortunately, the biggest weakness of this sundae happens to be its namesake, the churros. Disney World's churros are notorious for being tough and crunchy on the outside, and these churro bites are even bigger offenders of that, since they're also frozen from the Dole Whip. All in all, this is a good treat if you're really looking for something sweet and cold to cool off with, but if you'd rather have your churros a little less on the hard and frozen side, you can also order a regular basket of churros with a side of chocolate dipping sauce from La Cantina too. But in general, if you're really in a churro mood, just hold off until you get to Animal Kingdom's Nomad Lounge. That's where the really good churros live. But we're putting this sundae here just for the, I guess, unique qualities of it, and it's good to know. So inside most of the gift shops around World Showcase, which of course is one of my favorite things to do at Epcot, is shop around those gift shops in World Showcase, you'll be able to find packaged snacks that are made or have originated from said pavilion's actual country. This is a really fun way to not only sample different foods from around the world, but also to bring certain snacks home as souvenirs, or to munch on certain snacks all day long if you so desire. After all, if they're packaged, they can be easily stored back in your park bag and pulled out when you start feeling another wave of munchies creep up on you. If you have certain cultural shops back in your hometown, then these packaged snacks probably won't be the most unique items you stumble across, but they're still fun, affordable, and adventurous to try with the whole family. Some of our past favorite packaged World Showcase snacks include the unique chip flavors from the House of Good Fortune inside the China Pavilion. We've seen options here like cucumber and honey butter, shrimp, octopus, and more. Fun Kit Kat choices from the back of the Mitsukoshi department store in the Japan Pavilion, or really any of the packaged snacks back there. There's a ton of them. Jammy Dodgers from the Crown and Crest in the UK Pavilion, and Mexican brand candy bars from the, you guessed it, Mexico Pavilion. You longtime DFB viewers know me. I'm not the world's biggest coffee drinker by any means, but Epcot fools me into thinking that I might be one thanks to its dessert coffees in the World Showcase. There are two dessert coffees specifically that I want to bring to your attention. The first is the Christoph coffee from Kringla Bakery Odd Cafe, which is a frozen coffee with, here we go, lots of chocolate here, ready? Coffee chocolate sauce and a coffee chocolate crunch garnish. And the second is the Café Glace from Artisan de Glace, which is an iced cappuccino, your choice of ice cream, and whipped cream topped off with a generous drizzle of caramel sauce. Now, for all my pitch black coffee drinkers out there, these are not going to be your go-to coffee choices because they are definitely a sweet, sweet coffee combo. But they're great options for folks like me who enjoy more of a sweeter and creamy coffee experience versus dark black strong coffee. The American Adventure Pavilion is where you're going to want to go to get fried till golden and powdered sugar dusted funnel cakes. Now hold on a minute. Before you get your heart set on a classic funnel cake, this place also sells some more unique funnel cake versions too, like funnel cakes topped with ice cream and drizzled with chocolate syrup, and cookies and cream funnel cakes, and sometimes pumpkin funnel cakes, and the most exciting of them all, seasonal funnel cakes that align with Epcot's current festival. Those seasonal funnel cakes can either be the best bite of dessert ever or a big old expensive regret. This is definitely a snack you'll want to read up about via our reviews on the DFB website first before you add it to your must-eat list. This is one of our favorite mysteries from every festival is the funnel cake going to be any good, or is it going to be just a pile of garbage? We let you know. The La Crêperie de Paris table service inside the France Pavilion, I could probably take or leave, but its attached crepes à emporter to-go window, there's no leaving this one. Along with sweet crepes like the red berry, hazelnut and chocolate, ice cream topped with the classic butter and sugar, crepes à emporter also serve savory buckwheat galettes like the bechamel, cheese and ham, the veggie-based ratatouille stuffed with tomatoes, zucchini, and eggplant, and this cheese lover's absolute favorite is the cream of brie cheese. You could easily make these crepes into a light lunch, but sharing them can also serve as a nice snack when you need something to tide you over until your next meal. I absolutely love getting these instead of getting something boring like a bag of chips or whatever. Go get something like this that you've never tried before, or maybe you haven't had this particular flavor. If there's a specialty fry option at a theme park, you know I'm going to track it down, and there's just something about golden crispy fries loaded up with lots of extra savory ingredients that makes me very happy. Now, lucky for me, Epcot has no shortage of loaded fry options at the moment. We sadly lost the burnt ends fries over at Regal Eagle, but we've got a couple of others to let you know about. First, and probably my favorite, is the poutine over at the refreshment port window, which is appropriately enough only steps away from the Canada Pavilion. This is a good place to start. Year-round, you're going to be able to find the traditional Canada version with beef gravy and cheese curds, but during festival season, something we'll talk more about later on, you'll also be able to find limited time poutine baskets here as well, loaded with other sorts of meats and cheeses and unexpected, albeit still tasty, sauces drizzled on top. Meanwhile, over at Regal Eagle, you can order the Brewmaster's fries right now. These are seasoned fries with a nice amount of beer cheese sauce poured across the top. As tasty as these are, I definitely say the poutine over at Refreshment Port gives you a better bang for your buck, just a heads up. Then there's the black garlic, truffle, and Parmesan fries that you find at Connections Eatery. This is a very solid fry option, but not ultra unique to the Epcot area, since these are the same fries that can be found at select quick services at Magic Kingdom and at Animal Kingdom too. Now, we've had these a couple of times on the channel. They're usually pretty good. We have a little bit of a controversy here on the team because they are pretty truffly flavored. And if you are not a huge mushroom fan, these might not be as lovable for you. Just a heads up on that. I kind of got a little over truffled on my last visit to Flame Tree Barbecue when I got these. Just heads up. So during the first draft of this script, we actually grouped the pretzel nuggets in with the pretzel category from earlier, but I thought that was a disservice to pretzel nuggets because these deserve to be way higher up on the list. The pretzel bites from Black & Hans are coated with garlic butter and barbecue rub, but the real reason I love these is for the warm beer cheese sauce served on the side. I will warn you though that you only get one little serving of beer cheese sauce, so you will have to pay extra if you want more, and you will, believe me, you will. So AJ the Soda Goblin doth declare that yes, soda should be considered an Epcot snack contender, especially if that soda is A, internationally based, and B, free to sample. Yep, all the sodas available in those little soda dispensers around Club Cool are free for you to sample. Just grab yourself a little sample cup and taste whatever your heart desires. But please be respectful. We don't want to ever lose our free soda privileges. Some of the current soda flavors you can enjoy right now are Viva Raspberry from Moldova, the Cucumber Sprite from Russia, the Minute Maid Joy Apple Lychee from Korea, and the all too infamous Beverly from Italy. Oh, Beverly, how we love to hate you and hate to love you. Okay, going back to Sunshine Seasons in the Land Pavilion, don't overlook Sunshine Seasons bakery display case, because it's different from the typical baked goods you're going to find at Connections Cafe. Now, this place used to be a treasure trove for me. I loved this place and its bakery case. Now it's a little... It's gone through iterations. It's been boring, and now it's starting to get a little more interesting because they're changing things out a little bit more, and they've got some more unique stuff. So, while it hasn't always been a great option, we're getting back to something... Anyway, you get it. Okay. So, Sunshine Seasons rotates out desserts, and more than likely, you're gonna find stuff like artisanal cookies that kind of remind us of crumble cookies. There's a plant-based cookies and cream chocolate mousse cup. The peanut butter whoopie pie comes and goes. It's not there at the moment, so keep an eye out for it. Hopefully it'll come back. The Mickey-shaped pistachio macaron, that's what replaced the peanut butter whoopie pie. That might be there instead. Chocolate banana loaf. They've got little loaves of bread. Lots of other baked goods that might be a little more bakery display case typical as well. Also, just so you know, Sunshine Season's full food court is only completely open during lunchtime. After that, this is another location, much like the snack carts, where you can pick up classic grab-and-go options like Baby Bell cheese or applesauce, as well as a variety of more unique sweet treats that I just mentioned, but not full meals. Say what you will, but the fish and chips from this UK pavilion snack window hit the spot every single time. Golden, flaky, a great breaded to fish ratio, lots of fries, or of course chips that are fluffy on the inside and slightly crisp on the outside. Most folks would probably consider this an entree, but I think you could easily split a basket with someone in your group to make it a decent afternoon snack option too, which you may very well want to do if you're looking for an iconic item in the Epcot sphere of food influence that's not overly adventurous. Not to mention, the fish and chips served here are more affordable than the fish and chips you're going to find for dinner over at the neighboring Rose and Crown restaurant. Usually if I'm talking about Regal Eagle Smokehouse, I'm talking about all its massive barbecue quick service entrees and variety of barbecue sauces to go along with them that, yes, I will sample each and every one of while I'm there every single time. Thank you very much. If you're not looking for a full entree though, and you just want a nice midday, mid-world showcase snack to give you a bit of a chance to sit down in the AC, Regal Eagle has all sorts of sides that can satisfy that need for you quite nicely. For instance, if you want a classic fried option, you can order a basket of seasoned fries or battered onion rings. If you want something that's more of a sweet and savory combo, the crumbly cornbread is a nice choice, but don't confuse crumbly for dry. This cornbread is still pretty moist and leans toward the sweet profile versus the savory. Is it the best cornbread I've ever had? No. Is it better than some other cornbread around Disney World? Yes. Now, if you want an AJ Wolf favorite, you gotta grab some of that creamy, dreamy mac and cheese. Yes, there are other Disney World mac and cheeses that I like better on property, but I certainly don't feel like I'm settling for less when I order the mac and cheese from Regal Eagle. It's convenient, filling, and ultra cheesy. And heads up if you get the fries or the mac and cheese, I like to ask for a little side of the garlic aioli, and I mix it into my mac and cheese or dip my fries into it, and it just adds such a depth of flavor. It's so good. I actually asked the last time I was there a couple weeks ago if the cast members minded when people ask for some garlic aioli, and they said, no, it doesn't happen that often, so it's fine. So just heads up on that they are still doing that. But be careful because, just ask if it's okay, if you could maybe have, because it's really good. It adds a major extra level to the snack. Okay, if you're looking for a dessert versus a barbecue side, the s'mores bar is a more unique choice for this quick service. Made with fudge brownie, dark chocolate, toasted meringue, and smoked graham cracker. This actually came in as a festival booth option in Flower and Garden this year. It was either Farts or Flower and Garden, I don't remember. And then it became a permanent offering, or it placed their s'mores brownie here at Regal Eagle. And they also have a banana pudding. If you are a strong believer that banana pudding and barbecue go hand in hand. But you can also get fresh watermelon slices as a dessert option, which is really fun. Just note that depending on the season, you might not get, the sexiest piece of watermelon. So, it's not like you're getting a super huge, very red, thick and juicy piece of watermelon. Sometimes they're just like the watermelon you get, previously cut from your grocery store. So just a heads up on that. But still, it's a different fruit option that you're not going to see everywhere. Sorry, I just spent a ton of time on Regal Eagle, but I think it's important. Moving on. The ice cream sandwiches at Artisan. So these aren't just ice cream sandwiches, they are advanced ice cream sandwiches. And of course, this is over in the France pavilion, right at Artisan de Glace. First up, you've got the croque glace, which is a pressed brioche ice cream sandwich. And if that wasn't enough for you, just wait. You get to choose your preferred scoop of ice cream for this one, then watch as it's pressed right before your eyes into a warm brioche bun. Then the sandwich is topped off with raspberry or chocolate sauce. Again, your choice. Or sometimes they put the raspberry strawberry and chocolate sauce on the ice cream before they press it, so it's your choice there too. The warm pressed bread seals in the frozen ice cream for an enjoyable hot and cold snack experience. But Artisan also has macaron ice cream sandwiches that are typically chocolate. But be on the lookout for those seasonal macaron ice cream sandwiches too. In the past, we've really enjoyed specialty offerings like the pumpkin for fall and the peppermint for winter. So one of my favorite ways to spend a morning in Epcot is by grabbing one or two pastries from Kringla Bakeryag Cafe over in the Norway Pavilion, either before or after a ride on Frozen Ever After. Kringla Bakery takes your typical bakery case spread and gives you a fresh variety of options to choose from, including my personal favorite, the school bread, which is a yeasty bread roll with a sweet but not too sweet custardy filling. The bread is also topped with icing and shavings of toasted coconut. Now, even if you'd rather stick to the classic eggs and bacon in the morning, the Norwegian pastries over at Kringla Bakery still make for a nice afternoon sweet treat. Now, the pretzel bread pudding at Summerfest in the Germany Pavilion also had to get its own ranked category outside of all the catch-all pretzel categories because it's just that good and different. This is a desserty pretzel option that costs under $5, but don't let the price tag fool you. You're still getting a substantial amount of treat here with that soft, chewy pretzel bread base and tons of gloriously creamy vanilla and caramel sauces on top. While you can share this one, you might regret it when you reach for that final bite and someone scoops it up at the last second, though you're still more than welcome to lick up the sauce on the plate after. You're not gonna do that? Yeah, me neither. Totally never gonna do that. So truly, if Epcot was just caramel kusha and that was it, this would still be one of my favorite theme parks of all time. That's how much I love the freshly made caramel sweets in this place. Look, we got to keep the ball rolling here, so take all your caramel pronunciation concerns to the comments because I got to choose one and stick with it for now, so don't hate me on that. Now, just so you know, not all the treats at Caramel Kusha are as unique as you might be led to believe. Some of these items, like the caramel butter bar, for instance, and some of the unique caramel apples can be found in other confectionery cases across Disney World property. They were just so popular here that they kind of moved them into other places. But if you're looking for the truly one-of-a-kind caramel options, you might want to order items like the Mickey Lederhosen apple, the specialty caramel squares, including the liquor flight option, the seasonal caramel-centered whoopie pies, and the caramel-drizzled specialty cookies and cupcakes. I, of course, love the salted caramel cupcake here. It is so good. So there are so many snacks at Les Halles Boulangerie Patisserie in the way back of the France Pavilion, like so many. You can find savory items like soups in a bread bowl, baguettes for under $5, quiches, various cheeses and breads that are loaded up with other ingredients baked right into the dough, and you can find lots of sweets like beignets, croissants, fruit-loaded pastries, cookies, tarts, macarons, creme brulee, eclairs, mousses. The list goes on. It is an absolute treasure trove of deliciousness. Basically, this is the catch-all location for whatever kinds of snacks your heart desires, whether that be something on the safer side of things or something more adventurous, or a nice balance of both. Okay, and our number one snack to get in Epcot is, of course, eating around the festival booths. This covers a very wide range of limited time Epcot snacks. But regardless, Epcot's festival booths take the gold place title today for their wide range of unique and international items that you can sample all around the World Showcase if you time your visit just right. There are 4 different festivals that happen during the year. Festival of the Arts starts up in early winter. Flower and Garden happens during spring. Food and Wine starts in late summer and lasts through the fall. And Festival of the Holidays wraps up the year for us. And while each of these festival themes is widely different from one another, the things they all have in common are exclusive entertainment, unique merchandise, and of course, lots of limited time eats and treats and drinks to try. Choosing only a few festival snacks out of the hundreds that are released with each new fest can be super overwhelming. But fortunately, the DFB team and I go and eat every single thing at every single festival on the first day. And we release a best of the fest video immediately after each new festival kicks off, so you can see which items we think are the most worth your time, money, and stomach space. But if you want the most in-depth look across whichever festival you're planning on conquering, then you're better off picking up one of our DFB festival guides from dfbstore.com. This is going to give you not only our best of recommendations, but also festival tips, full event calendars, overviews of every food booth, and more. Okay, we did it. We ranked every snack in Epcot, but again, we expect a lot more snacks to be added to this culturally driven park in the future. So stay tuned for more snacking content. Be sure to check out our other ranking every snack videos that are already out, because we did the same thing for Magic Kingdom too, and we've got more. And don't forget to pick up our free DFB snack maps over at disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks. Those are super helpful. They're so pretty, and they are going to be absolutely useful for you when you are in the parks, I promise. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.